By week 3, excitement drops. This is where identity is decided. Do you continue when stimulation fades, or do you search for another spike? Most people search for another spike. That's why they stay average. Let me give you another metaphor. Imagine filling a bucket with a hole in it. Every motivational spike pours water in, but your habits are the hole. So the water leaks. Instead of fixing the hole, you keep pouring faster. You think the solution is more inspiration. It's not. It's repair. Fix the leak. Then even small effort accumulates. There's also something else. You confuse agreement with commitment. You agree with powerful ideas, but agreement costs nothing. Commitment costs comfort. Agreement happens in your head. Commitment shows up in your schedule. If I looked at your calendar, would I see your ambition, or would I see your entertainment? Be honest, your time allocation reveals your priorities, not your words. You say you lack motivation. That's inaccurate. You lack friction management. You haven't reduced the barriers to action. For example, if studying feels difficult, you leave your phone nearby. If training feels heavy, you wait until you feel ready. If building a skill feels slow, you jump between tasks. You increase friction, then blame your mood. High performers reduce friction. Shoes ready the night before, phone on airplane mode, fixed training hours, defined targets. They don't debate daily, they execute automatically. Another mistake. You measure success emotionally. If I feel productive, it was a good day. That's flawed. Measure output, pages written, reps completed, hours focused, tasks finished. Emotion fluctuates, output accumulates. Track what accumulates. There's a reason casinos are designed without clocks. You lose track of time. Motivation works the same way. You binge content. An hour passes. You feel productive because the content was productive, but you didn't move. Consumption is not production, and your brain doesn't punish you for the confusion. It rewards you with dopamine. That's the trap. Let's be precise. The real issue isn't laziness, it's identity inconsistency. You see yourself as ambitious, but your behavior matches comfort. When identity and behavior misalign, frustration grows. That frustration is what you feel right now, not because you're incapable, because you're inconsistent. Consistency aligns identity. Once aligned, movement feels natural. Here's something practical. Instead of watching 3 videos, implement one action immediately after one. Not tomorrow, immediately. Video ends to 10 push-ups. Video ends to open notebook. Video ends to 20 minutes focused work. Link consumption to action. Condition yourself. Otherwise, you're training passivity. Understand this clearly. You don't need another powerful message. You need repetition of execution. Your life will not change from one realization. It changes from accumulated proof. Proof that you act. Proof that you follow through. Proof that your word has weight. Right now, you're standing at a crossroads. Not dramatically, quietly. You can close this video and scroll, or you can close this video and move. That choice seems small. It isn't, because small choices repeated become identity, and identity shapes destiny. You don't need more fire, you need structure, and structure begins with one action, immediately. You assume change requires a dramatic turning point. It doesn't. It requires quiet elimination. Eliminate the behavior that contradicts your goals, not by force, by design. For example, if you say you want to build discipline, but you allow random inputs into your mind all day, you're sabotaging focus. Your attention span is not broken, it's overfed. Constant stimulation trains your brain to expect novelty. Then when you sit down to work, the silence feels unbearable. That discomfort isn't weakness, it's withdrawal. You trained your brain for noise. Now it resists stillness. You must retrain it. Start with controlled deprivation. Limit unnecessary input. Silence notifications. Reduce entertainment windows. Let boredom return. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is where long-term focus begins. If you cannot sit with your thoughts for 10 minutes, you cannot build anything significant. High output requires deep focus. Deep focus requires tolerance for stillness. There is also a deeper psychological trap. You attach your self-worth to outcomes. If you fail, you feel small. If you win, you feel validated. That volatility destabilizes you. Detach self-worth from performance. Instead, attach self-worth to adherence. Did you execute what you planned? Yes or no? Execution is controllable. Outcome isn't always. Stability comes from controlling what you can. Let's address comparison again from a different angle. When you compare yourself to others, you often compare their highlight to your process. That's distorted measurement. Instead, compare systems. How structured are they? How consistent are they? What patterns do they follow daily? Study structure, not surface. Surface misleads. Structure explains. Another critical element, energy allocation, increases clarity. Clarity sharpens execution. You also need to reframe fatigue. Fatigue is not always physical. Often, it's cognitive overload. Too many decisions, too many inputs, too many unfinished tasks. Simplify. Finish tasks before starting new ones. Completion creates momentum. Open loops create stress. Stress drains focus. There's a concept you must understand. Identity reinforcement. Every time you act in alignment with your goal, you reinforce that identity. I am someone who trains. I am someone who studies. I am someone who builds. Eventually, the identity feels natural. Then behavior becomes automatic. That's when progress accelerates. Until then, you are forcing it. Force is temporary. Identity is durable. Another refinement. Measure leading indicators, not just results. If your goal is to get stronger, track workouts completed. If your goal is to improve academically, track hours studied. If your goal is business growth, track outreach attempts. Leading indicators are controllable. Results lag behind behavior. Focus on behavior. Results will follow. There is also the issue of environment friction. If your environment supports laziness, you will default to it. Rearrange your space. Workspace clear. Phone distant. Training area prepared. Visual cues aligned with your goals. Environment shapes behavior silently. Use it. Finally, understand this. You don't need to transform overnight. You need to become 1% more structured daily. Small structural upgrades compound. After a year, you won't recognize your old routine, not because of inspiration, because of design. At this point, the choice is simple. Continue consuming, or construct a system that makes consumption unnecessary. The difference between the two paths is subtle at first, but over time, one creates regret, the other creates authority. Choose carefully and act immediately. Silence the noise, design the structure, then execute. You're waiting for clarity, but clarity comes from movement, not thinking. Most people sit still trying to figure it out. They want certainty before action. That's backwards. Action produces feedback. Feedback produces clarity. Clarity refines direction. If you wait for a perfect map, you never leave the starting point. Move first, adjust after. There's also something else you misunderstand. Discipline is not harshness, it's alignment. When your actions match your long-term objective, internal friction decreases. When they don't, tension builds. That tension is what you call stress. It's not workload, it's misalignment. You know what you should be doing, and you aren't. That's the real weight. Another observation: you overestimate how hard improvement is, and underestimate how hard stagnation is. Improvement is uncomfortable now. Stagnation is painful later. Both require energy. One builds you, one drains you. Choose your difficulty consciously. You're also too attached to immediate validation. You want visible progress, noticeable results, external confirmation. But most growth is invisible at first. Skills compound quietly. Strength increases gradually. Confidence deepens subtly. If you quit because results aren't dramatic, you interrupt compounding. And compounding is where real separation happens. Look at high performers carefully, not their achievements. Their tolerance. Tolerance for repetition. Tolerance for delayed results. Tolerance for temporary invisibility. They don't need constant reassurance. They trust process because they've seen it work. You haven't trusted long enough to see it pay off. Stay longer. There's a simple test. If the reward was removed, would you still do the work? If nobody knew, would you still execute? If praise disappeared, would you continue? If the answer is no, your motivation is external. External motivation collapses under pressure. Internal commitment doesn't. Strengthen the internal driver. Another correction. Stop reacting emotionally to slow days. Not every day will feel productive. Some days are foundation days. They don't feel impressive, but they stabilize your trajectory. Stability matters more than spikes. Spikes create illusion. Stability creates progress. And one final truth: you don't need to be extreme. You need to be precise. Extreme burns out. Precise builds up. Identify the core actions that actually move you forward. Execute those daily. Ignore the noise. Ignore trends. Ignore comparison. Master the fundamentals. Refine them. Repeat them. That's how quiet dominance is built. Not through emotional highs, through controlled, consistent execution. Now close this and do something measurable.